Hey, welcome to part 2 of Gas Man. Oh, it's Omnith Locus of Man Art, whatever. Didn't know Gears of War made it here. Well, it's Locust, but Locust. That's what it is. This is probably how Locust began. Gears of War prequel. Oh man, I figured it out. I would say the one thing that bugs the crap out of me of Gears of War, and they never talk about it, is the Queen. What is her deal? She is a fucking human. And they're like, yeah, it's a human. Oh, okay. It's like, wait, why? Ah, it's a human. Okay, kill him. It's like, oh, what? And I just feel like I'm like missing something, and that shouldn't feel that way. You know, about the villain. Like, you should know what it is. Like, it's weird. It is so annoying that it's like a surprise. Like, oh, surprise! It's not what you think. I don't know. Maybe this is how the Queen was made. Maybe she's this thing, and then she just took human form because the human mind cannot comprehend this thing. Maybe. I'm gonna go with that. You know, I was having an interesting discussion with someone about Metal Gear Solid. I love Metal Gear Solid. I think that's good. It's a good, you know, game series. I am a little biased towards it, but, you know, for good reason. And I was watching the cutscenes for Metal Gear Solid 4 again recently, and, you know, I think a lot of people were too harsh on it a little bit. I mean, I still think it's one of the weakest Metal Gear Solid games, but I thought the story was really good, actually. I mean, I don't think it was the best story. I mean, I think Peace Walker had the best, but, it was just, to me, it was like, well, they had to deal with all these weird, like, obscure questions. So, to me, I allowed the answers to be whatever, like, oh, well, nanomachines. And I was like, okay, like, you know, that's fine, that's something. And it's like, you know, it's the same argument I have with, the Zelda timeline. I feel, personally, Nintendo could have made any timeline. Any single timeline. Like, if they asked the fans to make the timeline and they picked one of the fans, someone out there would be pissed, and you just can't please them because they spent the time to make that timeline. Then Nintendo comes in and says, nope, you're wrong, it's this, and you know what, that's fine. I just follow Nintendo's timeline because it's simpler, and it's, you know, just like I could kind of see it. I could kind of see why that would make sense. But still, it's like they could have done anything and no one would be happy. Like, people would be pissed and, you know, saying, well, you know, this doesn't make sense, it's really this, and, you know, whatever. I think that's a load of crap. But yeah, with Metal Gear Solid 4, you know, Kojima could have answered it anyway, and I think it was fine the way it was answered. Like, honestly, how are we gonna answer, oh, Vamp is immortal? Like, you can't, that's not, you know, a good response. And they were like, oh, it's nanomachines. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense, that's okay. And I was fine with that. I mean, literally, okay, I was on board with that kind of stuff. Even with, the Patriots and all that, because that made sense. Because in MGS3, if you talk to Sig enough, he starts talking about, like, a digital world, and he's like, yeah, man, digital technology is all that, and, you know, one day, and all that, and it was just like, you know, you kind of see the seeds in 3 a little bit more. So, it kind of lends it, you know, to that, and I almost think that they planned it that way because the Patriots that you saw in 2 were the portraits of the philosophers in 3. So, you know, you could say that's, you know, convenient, but, you know, it makes sense. And it all fits in. I mean, there might be little plot holes here and there, but it's not as bad as, you know, most people think it is. Okay, I will say this is, you know, looking a little bit like this. I'm kind of happy with this. I mean, probably a little bit more like making it more solid, but you know, you can only do so much with a Sharpie. Like, I can't really draw like fog with, you know, this thing. And also, have you guys seen the Ground Zeroes Phantom Pain, you know, trailer? Those are awesome games. That looks like an awesome game. Like, he was talking about, like, he wanted to do a lot of, like, he wanted to do, like, a lot of Taboo, narratives and tackle a lot of taboo subjects. And I think Phantom Pain is really going to be that taboo story. And I think, you know, for a Metal Gear game, it has a very different tone, I feel like. Because with Metal Gear, it always has some, like, a lighthearted, you know, love romantic theme. This seems very dark and not really seems different than a traditional Metal Gear Solid game that would be like, you know, whatever. So that is interesting to me. And the GDC trailer I think was pretty cool. If you really don't want spoilers, don't watch that one. That one has heavy spoilers that even I think is a little much. The trailer I would recommend would be the Ground Zeroes PAX trailer. It's 10 minutes, but it's actually pretty good. It doesn't really spoil a lot. Might spoil some stuff, but not crazy amount. But I still think it's good. It works for a trailer. But yeah, I'm more interested in that. And I always like Big Boss more than Solid Snake. And that's not to say that, you know, oh, Solid Snake is stupid, but I don't like Solid Snake in the sense of he's badass on his own merits. But I feel like Big Boss had more drama with him. Like, and I had this argument where he's like, well, you know, Solid Snake killed his father. I was like, yeah, that's dramatic, but, you know, Big Boss killed his mentor who trained him to be who he was. Had a mother kind of relationship with her. Maybe even deeper than that. And, you know, he had to kill her. And then, you know, after he killed her, he didn't understand her motives. He started questioning his own government. And it kind of led him to be who he is in the MSX version. And, you know, you kind of see that more in Peace Walker. So to me, I just, you know, like Big Boss a little bit more because I just like who he is. I find him more deplorable and much more, you know, interesting. And I think that he has a lot more stuff going on than in his mind than Solid Snake. And Solid Snake is fine, but to me, all he did was kill his father, while Big Boss did a lot more traumatic things, I feel like. But whatever. I mean, you get more of a sense of drama from him in Peace Walker, but, you know, again, it's pretty good. I'm adding a little background here, just to make him fit in. This is really, like, I've noticed I'm adding more backgrounds to some things, but not everything. Because I think, you know, some you know, designs are stronger than others, so I don't really feel the need to give the stronger images backgrounds. I give the weaker ones, or the ones that need it. And this kind of needs it. Okay, I'm doing pretty good on time. I'm gonna try and finish this within this video. And if you want me to talk more about how I draw, then I guess comment on that. But I like these videos just to be kind of a social hangout and maybe talk about some techniques in the meantime. So I like the hangout kind of aspect of videos. Like, that's why I liked it a lot about like the Mega 64 podcasts. Watching those, a lot of people are like, "Oh, I can't watch them for an hour." You know, I can understand that, but to me, it's like I go there, I get a better understanding of them. It's like hanging out with a bunch of friends. I like that. I think it's fun. I think it's fun listening to them. You know, you get a little more intel on their in-jokes. Like, who is Cat? Who is the cat? I mean, they do a lot of stuff in their podcast. I think it's great fan service. I mean, they announce things. They talk about their videos and their process and what happens in there, and you know, stuff like that. And that's really interesting to me because it's not fluff. It's really well thought out stuff, and you know, you see a lot of stuff happen. Some performance drama sometimes. You know, it's fun, and I'm always imagining a video like that. And this is the closest I'll get, I guess. So, congratulations. Now, I would add, like, you know, more of a background, but this character will blend in at that point because it's all the same stuff. And luckily, this is the last image so far. I mean, I have a blank panel over here, but I've not gotten any instructions to add anything or whatever just yet. But I mean, I'm really excited to give this to him. And you know, like it took me a while, and you know, there was a point where I was really annoyed when they would tell me, "Do the playmat, come on, do the playmat." But at the same time, though, like, I had this for, like, I think a year. And, you know, looking back, I mean, I do, and well, not looking back, I mean, I've always felt this way. I do see their anger. I could kind of get that frustration. But what was just annoying was just, like, the reason why this is, I kept putting this to the side because I had other stuff that I wanted to focus on more. And you know, like, when I come back from class, I get so spent that it's like, I just don't want to be going to class and coming back doing this, and then going back to class, and then doing this, and, like, I just want to do my things for a while, and, you know, it's not anyone's fault, and it's not, no, it's not his. I'm not mad at him, you know, entirely to be like, yo, man, you're a fucking asshole, but, it was just, I don't know, a lot of personal stuff going on, and I don't want to air that dirty laundry just yet. I'm just getting very stressed out, and even, like, every day has been stressing. Like, I just, you know, there are just days, and you have those days, and it happens. It happens to everyone. It happens to the best of us. So, I'm not going to take that, you know, personally, and to me, I try to get up every day, you know, face the world, and go from there. And I have good friends. I'm happy with my life. It's just I'm not happy with some things that go on in my life. But that's beyond my control. I get really annoyed by that. And I guess it's like a selfish kind of thing too, because it's like, oh, it's not going my way, but it's just, it really upsets me when it's like, I want to do something, I just want one thing done, and then it never happens. Like, it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. But whatever, like, yeah, there was a point where I don't know, I'm rambling at this point. I think I finally get what I should do with this character, and it works. Alright. Oh, forgot his hand. Congratulations! You saw something from start to finish. I might go back doing one image, and I'll do that video, so I'll see you in that video later.